going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe, and we are playing around with the Acrid here. This is a very important one here. So we're going to do a build, but I'm talking about Acrid because I have the Toxic Sequence mod. I'm going to probably screw this up, but I want to thank Lord Andre, I think it is, if I said it right, for hooking up with me the other night and trading this Toxic Sequence mod. Thank you very much. It allowed me to really work on my Acrid, which I really wanted to. So this is what we're seeing in the background on this video with the Toxic Sequence mod, and then towards the end here I'll show you my build out on it. Alright, so this is an awesome weapon, if you will. I've always liked it. I just never spent a lot of time on it. You could also talk about the Embolist. You could also talk about the Tysis. But I think now with this Toxic Sequence mod, the Acrid probably tops the cake with every other weapon out there. And if you're not familiar with Toxic Sequence here, what we're talking about is this mod can do up to a 200% status duration with a +1 sequence. So basically we're going to increase our duration on the stat proccing and whatever we put on it. And then with the +1 sequence, this is going to cause, when we hit the affinity meter, this is going to cause a weapon to discharge, and you'll see it here over and over, with 1,000 radiation damage to enemies around me. It will also restore 25% of my shields and temporarily increase my maximum shield by 50% when I'm using it on this weapon. When I use it, like when I switch to a different weapon, I'll lose that shield and all that stuff. But what's really nice about this, as you'll see from time to time, is, and the meter goes up fairly quickly, that will hit that radiation damage. And on these higher levels, this is a tier 3 exterminate that you'll see me cut up in the background here. On these higher levels, this can be a great thing, especially with the radiation. And you'll see sometimes the radiation will obviously get them confused, and they'll start shooting each other, which is awesome. So that plus the duration that I'm set up with makes this weapon perfect. The status duration is like 6 seconds. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but this can be extended to 18 seconds, and if you combine it with the Perpetual Agony mod, you can get this up to about 20 seconds. So with this max rank, you're looking at a 16-second duration on here, or an 18-second duration, I'm sorry. And yeah, so as you can see, kind of did this with Loki so it's easier for you to see it. That's why I'm invisible, so you can see the proccing and how it's working and how the different numbers are showing up over and over, and it just effectively killing them. So it makes life so much easier when we're running it. So this is a definite mod you want to get your hands on if you like this weapon. And with that, just a little bit on the Acrid here, it does a toxin base, so it's really easy to put this in as a corrosive or even as a viral. So if you like either setup, it's really quick and easy to set those up in here. Fast reload, high rate of fire, 100% accuracy, except for some reason when you're right up on the enemies, it can't shoot them. But just keep that in mind. No recoil, decent ammo efficiency. I've never really run out. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get over to the build, and we'll talk about it from there. Alright, so let's see how I'm modding this up. I did end up going 2 Forma on this. I hadn't really worked on it, like I said, but now I went 2 Forma in, and this setup is making me happy. There's a couple things I could do to make it more. Obviously, I could go 3 Forma and get even higher heat just from looking at this, or I could swap things around, keep on a lower heat, and go with a higher corrosive in here if I want to. But we're going to have our basic Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent. We're using the Jolt and the Pistol Pestilence to bring up our corrosive from our base toxin, and then I'm also adding this heat in here with some extra status chance. So my status chance goes up to 60%, which, as you saw, now we take that 60% and we're going to have a 200% duration on that 60%, which is what makes this thing an unbelievable weapon. Like I said, there's a few different things you could do with it if you really wanted to. Depending upon how you want to set it up, obviously you can do different types of damage here if you wanted to, but you could simply throw in higher pathogen rounds and bring up your corrosive even higher. You can get it to somewhere around 1,000 and still have a nice little 188 heat here with a 60%. So you can, if you're not too worried about the heat being too much of a damage and you want to go with pistol pathogen rounds, you go ahead and third form it in and you're set up there. But this is definitely a must-have, this toxic sequence mod with this weapon. I mean, it's unbelievable as it is, just looking at the basic stuff. Not worried about critical, not fire rate's fine, magazine's okay, reloads quick. This one is an unbelievable one from the parent sequence. So again, thank you for that trade. Much appreciated. And if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, please feel free to leave them below as always. And stay tuned for more. If you don't have this toxic sequence mod and you want to have some status duration, you can use that perpetual agony just so that way you get an additional duration on it, but it won't get you as much obviously as this. I think this is max 30, but yep, that's it on the Acrid for now. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you soon.